Tonight, thousands of fires are still raging in the Amazon. But Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro is refusing $20 million in emergency aid from G7 countries to fight those fires, calling it part of a colonial mentality, and now saying he'll only accept the money if he gets an apology from French President Emmanuel Macron. On Monday, Bolsonaro endorsed a Facebook post mocking the appearance of Macron's wife. Macron responding, saying Bolsonaro was disrespectful. More than 26,000 fires have burned, many set illegally, to create cattle ranches for Brazil's beef industry. Climate scientists say one of the most immediate impacts from all of this is how much carbon is being released into the atmosphere. The immensity of the fire is overwhelming Brazil's emergency responders. Environmentalists blame Bolsonaro, who wants to open up more rainforests to industry. We've reached what scientists believe could be a tipping point. If another 3% of the jungle here is destroyed, the lungs of the earth, as this is called, may go to a point of no return. President Trump today tweeting his support for Bolsonaro, saying he's doing a great job. Bolsonaro responding, we're fighting the wildfires with great success. But tonight, even Brazil's environment minister says the area on fire is so vast, Bolsonaro should accept the emergency aid.
Matt Gutman is on the front lines in Brazil. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, George. And overnight, Brazilian officials offering no reason for rejecting that offer, only saying that the money might be better served reforesting Europe. But having been on the front lines yesterday, seeing the terrifying speed and ferocity of those blazes, it seems Brazil could use all the help it can get. That fire exploding through those palms, roaring towards us. It's shocking how fast we've seen this fire march. It's moved about 200 yards in the past 5 minutes alone. The heat and the embers whipping by, leading us back. We arrived there just minutes earlier, seeing that column of smoke rising above this man's farm, the fire all around. He said his name is Geronimo, and he was worried he'd lose it all. There's nothing that can be done with this fire. It's going to consume this farm. This is just one of tens of thousands of fires burning in Brazil and Bolivia right now. The Amazon, often called the lungs of the earth, producing 20% of the world's oxygen, burning at a record rate. On Monday, G7 nations collectively pledged $40 million to help save the Amazon, but many say it isn't nearly enough. Overnight, protesters across Brazil begging for the world's help. But Brazilian officials saying overnight they'll reject the offer. Facing international criticism, it hasn't done enough. Brazil this week began to deploy 44,000 troops and the C-130 water tankers. But in so many places, more is needed. At that farm, that fire whirling closer, we offered Geronimo a ride out, but he said he would wait for his cattle. The fire pushing us back. Wow, that entire farm where we were just minutes ago seems to be gone. At one point, it seemed we were cornered by fire. Keep going, keep going. Geronimo's ranch encased in fire and smoke. Minutes later, we drove back in to see if he'd survived. Now it's a hellscape. And there he was. Está bien? And those cows, just like he said, came home. And that farmer and conservationists agree on one thing: only Mother Nature can stop fires on this scale. Now, the rainy season is still a couple of months out, but last night, for the first time in 2 months, a bit of a break here. It rained.
Overnight, authorities say the suspect in a deadly car chase who tried to steal a police car caused a wreck that left 2 children dead and at least 10 others injured.
We're going to need at least 2 medics and 2 children in the vehicle.
I seen just chaos. And when I hopped out, there was a woman trying to assist getting the baby out of a car seat that was trapped between the door and the van. Got her out of the van and proceeded to try to get the rest of the kids unbuckled and safely removed.
It all started around 7 o'clock p.m. when officers responded to a stabbing complaint in the nearby town of Riverside, but the suspect had already fled the scene.
A short time later, Riverside police had received a 911 call of a car accident. At some point, the suspect entered a Riverside police cruiser.
A witness captured the ensuing moments on camera. Watch as the officer tries to get the suspect out of his vehicle. As backup arrives, the suspect throws the car in reverse and speeds off down the street.
He is in a Dayton Cruiser right now. Wherever he goes, you go.
The pursuit ending 10 minutes and nearly 5 miles later when the suspect crashed the stolen cruiser into several vehicles, including a van carrying 7 children.
Our officers were on scene rather quickly, were able to take the suspect into custody, and the suspect was removed.